Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is the new OPPO Find X9 Ultra. I've been wanting to get my hands on this. It's taken some time, and thanks to OPPO for sending this along. They've also sent along their OPPO Find X9 Ultra Hasselblad Earth Explorer kit, so we'll take a look at that in a bit. But let's go ahead and unbox this, set it up, see what it has to offer, and this comes in two different colors. Tundra Umber, and this one is actually Canyon Orange. There's two different storage options as well, 512 gigabytes, which is what this is with 12 gigs of RAM, or there's a 1 terabyte option with 16 gigs of RAM. Let's go ahead and open it up. So this is the first time I'm seeing this in person. Let's see what we've got here. Pretty big box as well. And there we go. So let's flip it back over and see what we've got. It has LPDDR5X RAM UFS 4.1, so that's always nice. And let's go ahead and take this out here. So let's see what we get in the package here with it, as they are typically pretty generous with what they include. So it looks like we've got a USB-A to USB-C adapter, so that's included. And then if we open this up, we've got, again, a USB-A to USB-C plug, probably for SuperVOOC charging. And then, of course, we've got a quick guide here. Looks like we've got the watch series where you can take a look at that. And then also you've got a safety guide. Along with that, of course, we've got a SIM card removal tool. Let's take this off so we can see what kind of SIM card tray we have as well. So here's the phone itself. Again, I haven't seen this myself, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Again, it's that Canyon Orange color. We'll open it up here, and it says "Make Your Moment." So that's the phone, nothing else in the box. Let's take a closer look at it. So from the front, it looks pretty typical, like you would expect. It does have a pre-installed screen protector, it looks like here, so that's always nice to see. And the display is a 6.82-inch Pro XDR display, and it supports Dolby Vision. It's a QHD Plus 3168 by 1440 at 510 pixels per inch. It can also go from 120 Hz to 144 Hz in some games, and it goes from 1 nit all the way up to 3600 nits at its brightest. It's also covered by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and it also has multiple TÜV Rheinland certifications for the display comfort. Now let's go ahead and take a look around the outside edge. So again, here's that Canyon Orange, very similar to the folding version. And you'll see, of course, we have a button here. This is a little bit of a button that you can assign to whatever you'd like. On the right-hand side, we've got our power sleep wake button, our volume button, and then we have a button that they actually have a different name for called a vibrant orange master shutter button that's similar to what you find on Hasselblad cameras. Also on the back, of course, we have a bunch of cameras. We'll take a close look at that in a moment, along with a flash. So on the top, we have a speaker along with a microphone. And then on the bottom, we've got our speaker, some microphones, along with a USB port that runs at USB-C 3.2 Gen 1. And then also we have our SIM card tray. Now this should be a dual SIM card, physical SIM card tray, along with support for an eSIM. So it looks like we have support for one SIM here, another SIM on the back, so if you want to use that, you have that option. So it's great that they include that. It's also IP66, IP68, and IP69 certified. Now before we turn on the phone, let's go ahead and take a look at the camera. Of course, we have this nice knurled camera ring around the back of the camera bump, and we have quite a few cameras here. A 200 megapixel f1.5 wide-angle lens, 50 megapixel f2.0 ultra wide angle, 200 megapixel f2.2 3x super portrait telephoto, 50 megapixel ultra telephoto 10x optical zoom, and then a 3.2 megapixel true color camera. This helps you capture tone and white balance. And then on the front, we have a 50 megapixel f2.4 selfie camera. It records 8K 30 video as well as 4K up to 120 frames per second in Dolby Vision. Let's go ahead and turn it on here. So we'll press and hold. See what we've got. Give it a second. Maybe we'll need to charge it. No, there we go. It turned on. You can see here. And internally, we have a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6.0 low energy, and OPPO's own Network Boost S1 chip. This helps strengthen signal even when you don't have great signal. So you'll see it says hello here. Let's go ahead and go next. We can select our language. Then we can select our region. Again, tap next, go through the user agreement, And then we can set it up from another device. We'll skip that for now just to get to the home screen. Once it's connected to Wi-Fi, it says getting your phone ready. So again, it says checking network info. Then we can copy apps and data. Again, I'll say don't copy for now. We can set that up a little bit later. And we'll see what version is installed. We may need to do an update as well. We can sign in with Google. Again, we just want to get to the home screen now. I can sign in later. And then it says connect to a mobile network. Again, I can set that up later. Now we can unlock it using a password, fingerprint, or face. Let's set up the fingerprint here. And I'll set a numeric password. It says password set, and we'll tap done. Then we'll set up the fingerprint sensor here. So we'll go ahead and get that all set up. There's some nice haptic feedback as I'm setting this up, like you would expect. So again, almost done here. And then you can add another finger. I'll get this set up quickly. We'll tap done, and then we'll go to next. Then it's asking about Google services. We can agree or disagree to any of those. And then it says getting your phone ready. Then we have recommended services, so we can use any of these that we'd like. Again, select whatever's relevant to you. And then tap agree or disagree. We can agree with the user experience. And now we have a color mode, so standard, natural, or vivid. Let's try vivid for now, and then we can use gestures or buttons, and we should get to Color OS. So there we go, and this should be super smooth from what I've seen online. Very nice wallpaper here, quick settings here. It's giving you a quick tutorial, finishing setting up, can clear, and let's see. So very smooth scrolling though. Of course, it's going to set up for a little bit, but let's go to our settings here. We'll go down to System and Update, and let's see if we have a software update. And if we do, we'll get that installed. So let's see what we have here. And we do have an update available. So it looks like we have one here where we've got the April 2026 security patch. So let me get this installed. One thing I noticed too, it doesn't look like we have a charger in the box. So that's something we don't have here. Now, thankfully, I do have one of the chargers, so I can just plug that in. So I do have a SuperVOOC charger. Let me get it charging while it's installing, and we'll see what we can bump up to by the time it finishes. So we'll unlock here, and you'll see we're at 25% downloaded with 54% battery. Let's go ahead and plug this in. So here we go. Let's see what we've got. And there we go. SuperVOOC charging at 54%. And I always like the animation on the display with SuperVOOC. I wish they would have a way to leave it on there all the time. So just like this. There we go, as it starts to ramp up very rapidly. So again, let's get this installed and see what we've got when it's finished. The phone just rebooted. You'll see it requires my password, so I'll put that in. And we're already at 88% battery, so I'll just unplug it for now, but this has a very impressive 7,050 milliamp hour spherical silicon carbon battery. So again, it can charge 100 watt SuperVOOC or 80 watt, depending on where you live. And then it has 50 watt AirVOOC as well. Now, of course, let's take a look at the software, and then we'll take a look at the accessories and the camera. So we'll go into our settings, scroll down, and you can see how smooth this is. So software update, and there's the software version for Color OS. So it should be up to date. There we go. And we have our update notes here. If we go back, we'll see what else we have for Android. You'll see currently it's on Android 16, and again with that April 1st security update. So we're all up to date, and you can see all of the latest updates here with the device type, the processor, battery, and more. Now, as far as the software, well, this has the new generation Hasselblad Master Mode. So if we go into the camera here, I already allowed the location, but I haven't used it. So now it's going to give us a little bit of a tutorial, and it says you can swipe up for all the different options or swipe down here. So if we swipe back up, let's turn off Auto HDR here for now. And if we go into Master Mode, this is what's new. So it says spark your creativity, restore the classical optical feel, and it says Hasselblad film-like effect. So we'll tap OK, and now we have Master Mode. So we have an auto option. We have Pro, of course, with all of our different settings with ISO. We can change pretty much anything we want. We've got white balance with auto and everything else. So this is really impressive, all built into the camera. And of course with video, as I mentioned before, we should have some options here, up to 8K 30 or 4K at 120 frames per second. So again, very impressive options. Let's just select 4K 60 for now, and we'll test it out in a moment. But we have things such as filters, just like anything you would expect on this camera. Now, of course, on the box here, it actually says it's an AI phone. Now, not everyone is going to want those features, but they do a really good job of what's available. So again, if we go in here, we'll go into our settings, and if we scroll down, you'll see OPPO AI. So within here, we have Mind Space, AI Search, AI Writer, AI Translate, and AI Voice Scribe. Pretty much everything you would expect from all of their phones. And if we go back up here, you can effortlessly manage scattered information for you and turn any of these on or not use them if you don't want to. So if you don't want to use AI Writer, you don't have to. But again, it's available if you want to use it and have smart suggestions and everything else. So very helpful if you do want to use this. Now, before we unbox the Earth Explorer kit, let's see what apps we have installed. So all of the Google apps, we've got Facebook. You can delete this if you don't want it, uninstall it. There we go. And you can see how smooth this is. It's got nice haptic feedback. We've got the programmable button here on the side. Again, you can double press to open this camera button. We should take a look at that in a moment, but we've got the snap key here. And we can snap to Mind Space, Do Not Disturb, flashlight, or whatever you'd like. So lots of different options. Let's use the flashlight here. And then also we've got this button, as I mentioned before, press it. It doesn't do anything. Double press and it opens the camera. There's some very nice haptic feedback here, and it does have a zoom function as well. So if I press it, it starts recording. Double press. That's it. And you can press it longer, it says. There we go. It's very nice, very good haptic feedback there. Now let's take a look at what we've got in the Explorer kit. If we bring in the Earth Explorer kit, let's take a look. I know this has a lens in it, but I'm not sure what else it has. So let's go ahead and open it up. So we'll move the microphone away. There we are. And let's see what we've got in here. It says OPPO Hasselblad. And we've got this, almost looks to be the size of a record case. Let's see what we've got. It says Find X9 Ultra. And it looks like we've got a picture frame in here. So if we want to use this for a picture frame, we can from whatever we've taken here. Let's see what else we've got in the package. So it looks like we've got a lens here. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got. Oh, there we go. And there we are. Lots of accessories in here. So this is a 300mm lens, it looks like. Let's see if we can remove that. There we go. Very heavy. You can see there's the lens on the back. And then, of course, on the front here, looks like we just pinch to remove it. And there's the lens itself. So f2.2, 300mm. So let's set that aside. And then we have a lens hood here. So we can place this on the front. Let's see how we do that. There we are. So there's the lens hood. It's nice. It says Hasselblad. So let's set that aside and see what else we've got. So it says accessories right here. So again, another box to open. Let's see what we've got. And it looks like we have an adapter here. So there we go. Looks like it's for the lens itself. So if you want to support it on a tripod, you have that option. So the lens, this can slide over here. So now we can hold it with this, mount it on a tripod, something like that. So that's available. We also have, it looks like some lens mounts here. So different mounts for it. And again, we'll take a closer look at this in just a moment. It's the Lumo adapter. Let's take all of these out so we can set it up. And even a little bit further down, we have something else here. So let's see if we can remove this. So down here, looks like we've got, looks like a user manual. So lots of information there. Let's see what's in the other side. So on this side, it looks like we've got what appears to be a case. So we'll open that up. There we go. So it looks like we've got a case here, and it shows that you can place this in here. And then of course you can have a little bit better grip along with a shutter button, and it says long press to power on. So you can long press this to power on, and then of course you've got a shutter button to go along with it. So let's set that aside and get it all set up so we can try it out. Now let's try all of these accessories out, and one thing to note is within the case, if you have the Tundra Umber phone, you actually remove this piece from it within. But since we don't, we'll just place it on the back of the phone. So we'll go ahead and place the phone into the case. Has some nice grip here as well to help you hold on to it a little bit better. And now that it's in place, you can see what it looks like. And now we press and hold this to power it on. So once it's flashing, it tells us to go into our Bluetooth settings and get it paired. So we'll go in here, go to Bluetooth, and you'll see the available devices here. And now you'll see OPPO camera case. We'll go ahead and pair the case to this. We'll get it paired just like this. It's connecting, and it's now showing the battery status of the case as well. So if we go into this, you can see everything else, and now we should be able to use this. So we do have this button here, and if I press it, you'll see it does pop that up, but let's go into the camera, and if I press it, it's now a shutter button. Now another thing we can do, of course, is place our accessories onto this case. Now there's a couple different options here. If you don't want to use the teleconverter adapter here, you can instead use a couple of different options. You have one that just makes it look a little bit nicer. So you can install this, and it says you can use this, and it will look a little bit nicer on here. So let's see what it looks like. I think I have it on here wrong, but it just should sit down there, and then it locks into place, making the back of it look a little bit nicer and adding a little extra protection. Now we press the button, twist to remove. The other option here is a tripod mount. So if you want to use a tripod with it, it clicks into place, and now we have our tripod adapter. And of course we have the teleconverter adapter, so let's see if we can get this into place here. And it locks into place just like that, leaving all of the different lenses exposed, but now we can place the teleconverter on here. So we've got this lens, so let's go ahead and place this in. And now we have this full lens setup. So this is pretty incredible for a cell phone, and quite heavy, of course, but let's go ahead and unlock it. And let's spin this around here. Spin it back around, switch to the correct lens here. So this is a little bit different. So we'll switch to the teleconverter, and now we're using it. So let me go ahead and snap a few photos and video. Let's see how this compares to maybe an iPhone with a 17 Pro Max. So that camera is super impressive. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I definitely think this could be your main camera if you don't want a normal camera and just want to bring a phone along with this grip. It makes it very convenient, of course, with the tripod mount and everything else. As far as display settings, if we go into display, we'll go down here, display and brightness. We'll turn off auto brightness for now. I did notice that it does have some PWM, as you can see here, with slow motion video. However, there's enough eye care things here that this shouldn't really bother our eyes. So I'll have to play around with some of the settings, but you can see the screen resolution. You have standard or high. Let's turn on Quad HD. Why not? There we go. And also we have the screen refresh rate. We can have standard or high as well, 144 Hertz, and then you can specify it for apps. So again, I have it on super smooth all the time, and it is very smooth. And then you have a bunch of different other options as well. So very impressive phone, super smooth and fast, and definitely something that I'm excited to use for the next few weeks and just see what it's like. So let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to see in the comments below. And of course, I'll try and link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.